Right now, my income is literally zero. Instead of reading another business book, buying another course, or trying another strategy, I'm going to do something completely different. I'm going to see if I can build a $1 million business in real estate by only using the Bible as my guide. Now, keep in mind, not my only source of information. I still need contracts. I need market data, construction costs, lending guidelines, and I have to hire professionals as well. But when it comes to making decisions, how I make money, how I manage the money, how I treat people, how I grow, how I deal with failure, and how I build the business. Therefore, I'm going back to the Bible. And I'm starting from zero. Here's where I'm at. I have experience. I know real estate. I can physically build and renovate houses. I know fixing and flipping. I understand how to raise capital. I understand lending and financing. I've done deals. I've made money. I've made plenty of mistakes. But one thing is true. I have the knowledge. But today, that knowledge is producing zero income. So my first question was, God, where do I even start? And that led me to a widow in 2 Kings chapter 4. Unfortunately, this woman was in serious financial trouble. Her husband had died. And so she tells Elisha that she has creditors coming after her and that they're going to take her sons if she can't pay off the debt. And the most amazing thing is that Elisha asked her a question that truly stopped me. And he said, what do you have in your house? Now her response is essentially nothing besides some oil that I have left. And that's where this entire experiment begins for me, because she was looking at what she had and basically saying, I have nothing. But Elisha saw something that could actually be used. So I asked myself, what is in my house? Not just physically, but what's in me? What knowledge do I have? What abilities? What experiences? What relationships? What have I spent years learning that I might be overlooking because it's not making money currently? So I took inventory. I sat back, thought about things, and I took an inventory. And I realized my oil appears to be real estate. I know how to walk into a property and understand what needs to happen to make it a success. I know construction. I know how to evaluate fix and flip. I understand ARV. I understand rehab costs, how to make offers, how to deal with contractors, and how to exit projects. I understand raising capital. I understand financing. And probably most importantly, I can sit across a person who doesn't understand a complicated real estate problem and make it simple. I recently started mentoring someone and something clicked. I realized this knowledge that I have is valuable, but knowledge sitting in my head isn't producing anything. Like the oil sitting in the woman's jar doesn't solve her problem. It has to be poured. And this is the part of the story that really changed me. The widow had to take action. She had to identify what she had, and she had to go get vessels, as Elisha told her to do so. She had to bring them into the house, and she had to start pouring. After the oil multiplied, she still had to go sell it. God provided the increase, but she still had to move. That means I cannot sit here simply praying, God, give me the money, while doing nothing with what God has already placed into my hands. So my responsibility right now is to start pouring. Then I started reading Ruth. Ruth arrives in Bethlehem with basically nothing, and she doesn't know how her story is going to even end. She doesn't know or realize that Boaz is going to become part of her life. She doesn't know where the field is going to lead. She simply says, let me go to work. And that hit me too. Maybe I don't need to know what this $1 million business looks like right now. Maybe my job right now is simply to get into the field. Find where people already have real estate problems, start helping them, start working, start creating value, and allow the next opportunity to reveal itself while I'm working. So here's what I'm going to do. I need to find people who already need what I know. And because I don't have money to burn on advertising, I'm going to go where people are already asking real estate related questions. YouTube. I'm going to search videos about fix and flips, rehab costs, raising private money, funding deals, contractor problems, and first-time real estate investing. Then I'm going into the comment section. I'm not going there to spam, not to write, hey, hire me. I'm looking for real, genuine questions where people need answers to. Someone saying, I have a property, but I don't know how to calculate the rehab costs. And guess what? I'm going to go help them. Or maybe someone saying, I found the deal, but I just don't know how to fund it. I'm going to help them. Someone saying, my contractor is killing my budget. I'm going to help them. I'm going into the field, and I'm going to document everything. Every mistake I make, every client that I talk to, every opportunity that presents itself, every biblical principle that changes a business decision. When income starts coming in, we're going to study Joseph and figure out how best to manage it as well. When I start building assets, we'll study Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. When I need to build an organization, we'll go to Moses and Jethro. When money starts growing, we're going to deal with what Jesus says about stewardship and not allowing money to become our master. I don't know where this is going, but that's actually the point. I'm starting at zero. The goal, $1 million in real estate business revenue. And the Bible is going to be the business book. So today is day one. The question that Elisha asked the woman is the question that I'm going to start today with. What do you have in your house? I found my oil. Now I need to start pouring. In the next video, I'm going into the field and trying to turn what I know into the first dollar of this $1 million journey. Subscribe if you really want to see if this works, because I'm not teaching this from the finish line. You're watching me build this from zero.